Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen and enjoy my stories every day. It's a chilly Wednesday evening, the kind that whispers of an incoming storm. I'm sprawled across our worn leather couch, trying to lose myself in the latest crime thriller that everyone's been raving about. But my mind keeps drifting away from the gripping plot on the screen to Sarah, who's been unusually quiet these past few months. I glance over at her. She's tucked in the corner of our living room, bathed in the soft glow of her laptop screen, her fingers dancing swiftly across the keyboard. There's a small, secretive smile playing on her lips, a smile I haven't been on the receiving end of for a while now. "Who are you chatting with?" My voice slices through the silence of the room, a bit more acidic than I intend. She startles, eyes wide as they flick up to meet mine. "Oh, just Jenny, planning our girls' weekend getaway. You know how it is." I nod, pretending to be absorbed by my movie again, but the seed of doubt plants itself firmly in my mind. Sarah and her evasive glances. Sarah and her hushed phone calls. It's been gnawing at me, this feeling that something isn't right. Days later, the opportunity to confirm my suspicions presents itself like a scene straight out of a detective show. Sarah, usually so careful, leaves her laptop open while she takes a long shower. My heart pounding, I hover over the keyboard. It's wrong, I know it is, but the gnawing doubt has turned into a gaping chasm of need, to know, to see for myself what's been pulling her away from me. I click on the messaging app, and there it is, not Jenny, but a name I don't recognize, Melissa. The chat is a colorful tapestry of emojis and videos, too familiar, too intimate. My stomach churns as I click on an attached video, and what I see burns every decent memory to ashes. It's Sarah, unmistakably her, laughing and frolicking in a sauna. But she's not alone. There's a girl I don't recognize, and there are men, too, strangers, sharing this private, heated moment. The air crushes out of my lungs. Betrayal, sharp and bitter, tastes like blood in my mouth. I sit there, staring at the deceit spun before my eyes, feeling every piece of the life we built together crumble into dust. When Sarah returns, towel drying her hair, I'm waiting, the laptop open before me. Her eyes widen, that same flash of panic, but I'm not the man lost in his movie tonight. No, tonight, I'm the accuser, the jury, and the executioner. "Sarah," I begin, my voice eerily calm despite the tempest raging inside. "Care to explain?" She stammers, a poorly crafted lie dying on her lips as she sees the video still playing, her secret laid bare. "I can explain," she pleads, reaching for me, but I recoil. "No," I snap, my decision crystallizing with chilling clarity. "You've done enough." The days that follow are a blur of anger, lawyers, and whispered rumors. I dismantle her life with surgical precision, exposing her secrets, watching as her world unravels. The divorce papers are signed with a trembling hand, hers, not mine. And then, just like that, it's over. I leave, the door closing with a soft click behind me. I never see Sarah again, but the image of her betrayal remains, a ghost in the machine of my mind. As I start anew, the storm that had been threatening finally breaks, rain washing the old, dirty streets clean. Maybe, just maybe, it can wash away my bitterness too. But as I look out at the cleansing rain, I wonder if some stains are too deep to ever truly disappear. The rain has stopped, leaving the city draped in a damp, tentative silence as if it's holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. I navigate the crowded streets of downtown, the air fresh with the promise of a new start. My heart, however, isn't as light as the day, it carries a heaviness, the residue of my past life with Sarah. A new city, a new job, maybe this is what I need. As I push open the glass doors of Carson and Doyle, the law firm that eagerly recruited me after the scandal, a sense of purpose steadies my nerves. "Mr. Mitchell." A voice breaks through my thoughts as I step into the sleek reception area. A young woman, probably in her mid-20s, with sharp eyes and a clipboard, approaches. I'm Leah, Mr. Doyle's assistant. He's expecting you. Right this way, please. We weave through a maze of bustling corridors and finally arrive at a large office with floor-to-ceiling windows that showcase the city skyline. A man rises from behind a massive oak desk, his smile warm, his hand extended. Tom, welcome aboard. We're thrilled to have you. I've heard a lot about your skills, and frankly, we could use your expertise on a tricky case we've got. Mr. Doyle's enthusiasm is infectious, and for a moment, I allow myself to feel hopeful. As we discuss the details, Leah pops her head in, her expression apologetic. Sorry to interrupt, but there's a call for you, Tom. Seems urgent. Puzzled, I hadn't given out my new number yet. I excuse myself and take the call in a small conference room. The voice that greets me is unmistakably chilly, a voice from the past I hope to never hear again. Tom, it's Richard, Sarah's brother. Look, I know you have no reason to talk to me, but it's about Sarah. She's missing. Missing? The word hits like a physical blow. Despite everything, a part of me tightens with concern. Why are you calling me, Richard? My voice is colder than I intend, my words clipped. Because she was last seen looking for you, Tom. She was asking about your new job here. We think she came to find you, to explain things, maybe. And now no one knows where she is. The implications hang heavy between us. I rub my temples, feeling the beginning of a headache. Look, Richard, I haven't seen her. But I'll keep an eye out. We end the call with mutual hesitance, and I return to Mr. Doyle's office, the weight of my former life now firmly entrenched in my new beginning. Later that day, as I settle into my new apartment, there's a knock on the door. I open it to find a woman, about 30, with anxious eyes and a determined set to her jaw. Mr. Mitchell. I'm Detective Harper. I'm investigating your ex-wife's disappearance. May I come in? As the detective steps into the dimly lit room, I know that the shadows of my past life with Sarah aren't just following me, they've overtaken me, enveloping my present in their dark embrace. And as Detective Harper starts asking her questions, I realize that escaping my past isn't going to be as easy as I'd hoped. Every answer I give, every detail I recall, just pulls me deeper into the mystery of Sarah's disappearance, a mystery that I unwittingly find myself at the center of. Detective Harper settles into the chair opposite me, her notebook open and a pen poised. The apartment feels smaller with her presence, the walls inching closer as the gravity of the situation settles around us. I understand this is difficult, Mr. Mitchell, but any information could be vital. When was the last time you had any contact with your ex-wife? Harper's voice is steady, professional yet not unkind. I lean back, trying to mask the turmoil inside. The day I left. That was the last time I saw her. My voice is more hollow than I intend, echoing slightly in the sparse room. And she never tried to contact you after that? No calls, messages. I shake my head, but then remember. She might have tried. I changed my number, moved cities. I wanted a clean break. Harper scribbles something down, then looks up, her gaze piercing. Did Sarah have any reason to seek you out, any unresolved issues? The question hangs heavy. Yes, there were unresolved issues, mountains of them. But I simply nod slightly, possibly. But she knew it was over. The detective's eyes don't waver. We found her car abandoned near a train station not far from here, one of the last places she told her brother she was going to before heading to this city. A chill races down my spine. The coincidence is too great, and I find myself tangled in a narrative I no longer control. Did she have any threats against her? Anyone else who might have wanted to harm her? Harper's questions now tread into darker territories. Not that I know of, I reply, but my mind races. Had Sarah's other activities led to something more sinister? Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. We might need to talk again. Here's my card. Call me if you remember anything else. Harper stands, her demeanor still calm but her eyes sharp, probing. After she leaves, the silence of the apartment suffocates. Sarah's disappearance is a puzzle, and I'm a piece that doesn't seem to fit anywhere. But someone has placed me right in the center. Restlessness pushes me out into the night. The city feels different as I wander the streets, the neon lights harsh, the shadows deeper. My phone buzzes, a message from an unknown number. You should stop looking for Sarah. Some stones are better left unturned. The warning chills me. I glance around the crowded street, but no one seems particularly interested in me. Who sent this? And why? I head to a small, crowded bar to think. The din of conversation and clinking glasses should drown out my thoughts, but they're louder than ever. Tom, isn't it? A voice cuts through the noise. I turn to see a man, mid-30s, his expression unreadable. We need to talk about Sarah. How do you know Sarah? I ask, my voice guarded, wary of another piece being added to the already confusing puzzle. I was let's say, an associate of hers. And I believe we can help each other out. The man slides into the seat next to me, his eyes fixed on mine, a hint of urgency beneath his calm exterior. The night stretches out before me, filled with the promise of answers, or perhaps deeper mysteries. As I listen to the man's story, I realize that unraveling Sarah's secrets might pull me into depths from which there might be no surfacing. The man across from me introduces himself as Marco, his voice low and cautious. The bar's flickering lights cast shadows on his face, adding an air of mystery and danger to his presence. Sarah was involved in something bigger than you know, Marco begins, stirring his drink absent-mindedly. It wasn't just infidelity, Tom. She stumbled upon something, information that certain people would kill to keep secret. I lean forward, skepticism mixing with intrigue. What kind of information? Marco glances around before leaning closer. She discovered a money laundering ring through one of those men she met. She was trying to gather enough evidence to blow the whole operation wide open. The revelation hits me like a physical blow. Sarah, the woman I thought I knew, involved in something so dangerous. And she came to find me, why? My voice cracks slightly, the pieces of a complex puzzle slowly fitting together. To warn you. To get you out before you could be implicated by association. She knew they were watching her, and by extension, potentially you. A cold dread settles over me. The threatening message, her disappearance, it all starts to make a sinister kind of sense. Where is she now? I ask, a part of me not sure I want to know the answer. That's why I'm here. Marco's eyes are earnest, pleading. I think she's been taken by them. I've been tracking her, and my last lead brought me here, to you. The weight of his words is suffocating. We devise a plan, fueled by the need to find Sarah, to uncover the truth. The next few days are a blur of shadowed meetings and clandestine information exchanges with Marco leading the charge. Finally, we locate a secluded warehouse where Marco believes Sarah is being held. The night we decide to act is dark, moonless, the perfect veil for a rescue mission, or a trap. We're barely inside when chaos erupts. Figures emerge from the shadows, and a struggle ensues. Amidst the confusion, I catch a glimpse of Sarah, her face bruised and weary but alive. Tom. Her voice is a mix of relief and fear as she runs towards me during a brief lull in the fighting. We embrace, but the moment is shattered by a sharp pain in my side, a knife, its blade glinting ominously in the dim light. I stumble back, my blood running cold as I see who holds the knife. Marco? I gasp, betrayal etching deep lines of confusion and anger. He's not Marco, Sarah says, her voice ragged. He's one of them. He used you to get to me. The pieces fall into place with a cruel clarity. The man I knew as Marco was a plant, a deception crafted to draw us out, to end the threat Sarah posed once and for all. Police sirens wail in the distance, growing louder. The real Marco, having been tipped off by Sarah before her capture, had alerted the authorities. The warehouse becomes a flurry of light and shouting as law enforcement swarms the area. In the chaos, Sarah and I lock eyes. The connection is there, but so is the chasm of lies and danger that now defines us. "I'm sorry, Tom," she says, tears mingling with the rain starting to fall. "For everything." The authorities take over, separating us as they clear the scene. I watch her, a mixture of love and profound betrayal battling within me. Days later, I receive a letter. Sarah is in witness protection, her letter explains, her tone somber and final. She thanks me, apologizes for the pain she caused, and tells me it's better if we part ways forever, for both our sakes. The letter trembles in my hand as I read her final words of farewell. My heart is heavy, the taste of betrayal bitter as I realize that our paths, once so entwined, are now irreparably parted. I walk away, the last traces of my old life dissolving in the rain, a man freed by the truth but ensnared by its shadows.